Okay, so today we're going to be doing the overall ratings. If you want to look at the other two for the whole Team Affinity, you can go into the description or something like that. So, altogether, the Orioles, this is like letter grades. Altogether, C. Is it worth it? Not really. Trey Mancini's fine, and Ryan Mountcastle's pretty good. So, I don't think it's worth it, but if you're a diehard fan for any of these teams, do it. Because, yeah. The Red Sox, I'd give it a C+. Devers is good, but Bobby Dalbec, not great. If you want to do it, I wouldn't do it unless I had a ton of time, but if you want to do it, The Yankees, Gleyber Torres and Clark Schmidt, I give them both a B. I totally think it's worth it. I haven't gotten to it yet, but, I might if I have a little bit of time. The Rays, altogether, very good. This Blake Snell's very good. Vidal Brujan, very good. Two great cards. I'd give it an A. Definitely worth it. Again, I haven't gotten to most of these yet, but I will.
Wait till you see the
Vladimir Guerrero, Blue Jays, and Kevin Smith, altogether, not great. What really brings it down is Kevin Smith. Altogether, C-, not exactly worth it, but the collection is easy. That's it for the AL East. So here's the AL Central. The White Sox, Yohan Moncada, and Dane Dunning. Altogether, C+. It depends, but maybe it's worth it. A good third baseman and a pitcher, so maybe if you want to do it, you can. The Indians, I think it's totally worth it. Again, I haven't really gotten to it, but it's definitely worth it. Carlos Santana, very good. Nolan Jones, amazing. Altogether, A, definitely worth it. The Tigers, yeah, none of these cards are amazing. Matthew Boyd's fine, and Daz Cameron's not great. Altogether, a D. I don't really think it's worth it. The Royals, Whit Merrifield and Brady Singer. Altogether, a C. Not terrible, not great. If you want to do it, do it. I don't think it's totally worth it, but again, I haven't really gotten to it. The Twins, Buxton and Alex Kirilloff. Buxton's speed really brings it up. Kirilloff's good hitting and just all-around good card. It gives it a B-. I think it's worth it. I'm already doing showdowns for it, so that is it for the AL Central. Next, the Angels, Shohei Ohtani and Brandon Marsh. Altogether, very worth it. A+, A, very good. I would totally do it. I haven't gotten any progress on it, but I might do it. Definitely worth it. The A's, Matt Olson and Jorge Mateo. When I first looked at Jorge Mateo, he's not great. But if you look at his speed, it does definitely bring the speed up, or it does definitely bring the grade up. Matt Olson, very good. All around, an A, very good. I think it's worth it. The Mariners, that's the A's. The Mariners, Kyle Seager, pretty good card. Evan White, pretty good card. All around, a C. I don't know if it's worth it. I probably won't do it, but the collection is easy. The Rangers, I just finished this today. Joey Gallo, very good. besides the vision. Josh Jung, it's an all-around pretty good card, but Joey Gallo definitely brings the grade up to a C+. It might be worth it. It might not be. It depends. The Astros, a interesting team, very controversial. Carlos Correa, pretty good. Jose Urquidy, not great. There's definitely better, but he's not terrible. If it was just Jose, it wouldn't be great, but there is that Carlos Correa, and that just brings it up to like a B-. I think it's worth it. Alright, so that's it for the AL.
Okay, so today we're going to be ranking the whole team Affinity, both future star and face of the franchise, starting off with the Braves with Ozzie Albies and Kyle Wright. Now, Kyle Wright is a good pitcher with really good stats, good pitches, good speed differential. Ozzie Albies, who is really only good against lefties. He's got good vision and pretty good defense, or good defense. So I will be giving them a C+. The Marlins with Brian Anderson, who's got okay hitting stats and good defense. Jazz Chisholm, who's better against righties, good against lefties, with pretty bad vision and good defense. So I think I'll give them a C+ actually. And the Mets with Michael Conforto, who's good against righties, decent against lefties, with pretty bad vision at 65, and pretty good fielding, okay fielding, I guess. And not even gonna try and say his name. We just call him Mr. Future Star for the Mets, who's got good contact and not so great power, with good vision and good defense. So the Mets, they'll get a C. The Phillies, Aaron Nola, good pitcher. He's got good per nines. He does not have a slider though, so he's only got like up and down motion. Now, Mr. Adonis Medina, who is a pretty good pitcher. He's got pretty good per nines, but there is two pitchers, and I don't think you need to add two pitchers for one team Affinity. He does have that sweeping curve though, but I will still give them a C. Actually, I'll give them a C- because of the two pitchers. And there's Juan Soto, who has great hitting stats with pretty good vision and not so great defense, but it's okay. And Luis Garcia, who's got pretty good hitting stats, except for that 69 power versus lefties with 90 vision and good defense. So I'll give the Nationals a B+. Moving on to the NL Central, we have the Cubs with Anthony Rizzo, who has he's better against righties and good against lefties, or decent against lefties, with good vision and good defense for a first baseman. And Nico Hoerner, who has good contact, not so great power, with 105 vision, which is great, and good defense. So the Cubs, I would probably give about a B-. Oops, not the Brewers. The Reds with Joey Votto, good contact, pretty good power against righties, not so great against lefties. 82 vision, which is pretty good, and he's got 82 fielding, so that's pretty good for a first baseman. And that Nick Lodolo, who I've heard is really good. I don't have this card. I've never used this card, but if you watch streamers, they played against him, said he's good. They've used him, they said he's good. So the Reds get a C, just a C. Lorenzo Cain or the Brewers, good contact, not so great power, good vision, 89 fielding, which is good, but his arm is pretty bad. So again, just keep hitting the cutoff guy and you should be fine. And then Zach Brown, who I think may be one of the worst future stars to Brian to get. I mean, he's got pretty good per nines. They're not the best. And he only has up and down action. He doesn't have any slide, like the slider or anything. So I think that the Brewers get a C-, only because Lorenzo Cain doesn't have much pop. And Zach Brown is Zach Brown. And this is the only time I'm going to bring up a prospect for the Pirates. This is O'Neal Cruz. This card is really underrated. It rakes in showdowns, BR, and everything like that. So if you just started this game, the Pirates Team Affinity is a great one to grind. You get O'Neal Cruz, who's really underrated. Josh Bell, who's better against righties, but I mean 61 contact versus lefties isn't great, but 85 power versus lefties is pretty good. He's a switch. 77 vision, not so great defense, but he is a first baseman, so it doesn't all that always matter. But he does play right, so right or left, I can't remember. So it may screw you over or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. And then there's Ke'Bryan Hayes, who's great contact and pretty good power against righties and okay against lefties with 85 vision and great defense. So that I think that this Team Affinity gets a B. A B. And then finally, the Cardinals. I almost said B out of 10 on the Pirates, but the Cardinals with the Yadier Molina, who's got great contact. Or not great, good contact, not so great power, but good vision with 99. And good fielding. And then Nolan Gorman, who is great against righties. Good against lefties. Not great vision, though. But that's okay. And just great defense, good defense. I think the Cardinals, they get a B- only because of Nolan Gorman, and Yadier Molina can, maybe get you some singles, and that will do it for the NL Central. Now, finally, the NL West with David Peralta. He looks better against righties, and he is with 102-80 contact power. He's got pretty good vision at 82, lefties 74, 71. I've seen that he can actually rake against lefties a little bit. I mean, he came off my bench for a little bit because he's got 86 fielding, but his arm's really bad. So, and I hit my cutoff guy a lot, so it didn't seem to be too big of a problem. But, and then Alec Thomas, great contact, 102-95. Good power against righties, not so great against lefties, 93 vision, which is good. Good fielding, again, his arm, a little low. Hit the cutoff guy and I think you'll be fine. So the Diamondbacks get a C+. And then the Rockies with Charlie Blackmon. Great contact, good power, good vision at 80. Okay, now this is where he might screw you over. His fielding is horrible. His arm is horrible. His accuracy is horrible. His reaction is horrible. If you get this card, I recommend just putting him on his bench to pinch hit. Preferably against righties, but you can do whatever. And then Ryan Rollison, the future star. He does have a slider in there, but his home runs per 9 is 60, really low. This card doesn't seem to be too great. He's got 5 pitches though, but curveball, changeup, 4-seam, 2-seam, and a slider. I don't know if that's doing it for me. The Rockies get a C- because of Charlie Blackmon's defense, and of course because of Ryan Rolson's home runs and whatever. The Dodgers, Justin Turner, great contact, good power against lefties, okay, pretty good power against righties, with 93 vision, and not so great defense, but he is a third baseman. It would matter more if he's more preferably an outfielder. Like, you're going to have to make more diving plays. His reaction is bad, though, so if they're in a shift, it might be hard for him to get more balls. But Brusdar Rattle. Now, this card is great. He's throwing a sinker, a slider, a 4-seam, a changeup, and a curveball. That 4-seam's fast, and that sinker's got outlier on it. And, of course, his walks are going to be low. He's throwing 100. You can't really control an 100-mile-per-hour ball unless you're, like, some kind of super whatever. And so, really, and this card doesn't seem to be too bad. So, I give the Dodger Team Affinity an A. Now, the Padres, Fernando Tatis. Great contact, great power, really low vision, good fielding. And he's fast. His speed's a little bit low, but I haven't seemed to have a problem with it. He's doing just fine stealing for me. When I use the card, I don't use him anymore. He's not even on my bench. And then there's Taylor Trammell, who's got great contact, Good power against righties, not so great against lefties, but I've seen people hit home runs against lefties with Taylor Trammell. 71 vision, which is pretty good to okay-ish. And then he's got good fielding, except for that arm is pretty low. So I would say you should hit the cutoff guy with all of these kids. You should be hitting the cutoff guy with everybody. Even if you're throwing it home and like you don't think you're gonna make it, just still hit the cutoff guy. But either way, Padres A+. Finally, the Giants, Buster Posey, pretty good contact, not great power, pretty good vision, good fielding, and then now I'm gonna try and say his name. Just call him Mr. Ramos. Pretty good hitting stats, 91-84 contact, 81-89 power, 70 vision, good fielding, and pretty good speed. So I think that I'm gonna give the Giants maybe a C. And I'll do it for the video. Make sure if you did enjoy the video, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be streaming on YouTube every Wednesday, and I do apologize for not streaming this Wednesday. We had tech issues. There was that flash sale and everything, and we stream on Twitch Thursday. And I'm truly sorry about not streaming on Wednesday, and we will be sure to make sure to do that from now on. Hope you guys enjoy your day, and see ya.